साथ संगत जी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So today, as with yesterday, I've been very fortunate to be asked to sit and do vichar with you in English for the next 20 minutes. Yesterday we explored whether the Khalsa is still relevant and what Vaisakhi can mean to us today, in this day and age. Today I was very fortunate to sit and do vichar in the morning, 2 sessions with youngsters, with teenagers, and also with parents. There was 2 workshops that we ran today. And the key question was, what is our understanding of Sikhi? What is our understanding of Vaheguru? When we say Vaheguru, what do we mean? And as I've been talking to parents and talking to teenagers, I've come across a conflict that exists in the Panth today. And there's a conflict in society. And today, there are 2 types of religions in the world. There are 2 things that mankind make a choice on. The first type of religion is called society. One of the interesting thoughts and ideas that are always placed upon people who call themselves religious by people who call themselves atheists. Atheists and non-believers and people who have no interest in religion, they say something very interesting. They say religion is brainwashing you. Religion tells you how to think. Religion is not for clever people. It's for the foolish people. And only the clever people are the free thinkers, are the atheists. So let's look at this idea. Another word for this society would be called secularism, to follow the worldly path. If we think that religion is the only thing that decides how we live and how we think, then when we analyze society, we also see that we are just as brainwashed by these things. Society also teaches us how to live. I'll give you a simple example. Today, we like to think that we're all free thinkers, we have free will, we have choice. We like to think that we make all the choices in our life. So let me ask you, how many people today are sitting here and have made the choice of what clothes they're going to wear? Most people will think, yes, I've chosen the clothes that I want to wear. I'm free to choose how I want to dress. But if you're free to choose how you want to dress, why are all the women only choosing one type of dress, Punjabi clothes, and all the men are either choosing Punjabi clothes or Western clothes? Where is your freedom? How many people here are wearing Japanese clothes today? How many people here are wearing African clothes today? Have you ever seen people from African tribes? Very colorful clothes, maybe feathers, and all sorts of things. Why is nobody wearing those clothes in this darbar today? I'll tell you why. Because we like to think that we're free thinkers, but society has dictated what we wear. We only wear what is acceptable within the limits of society. Society also tells us how to act, how to think, what movies to watch, what ideas to have. A lot of times youngsters are very pro-environmentalists, and they try and convince their parents that we should be recycling more and we should be doing a lot more to look after the environment. And they like to think that this is an idea of being a free thinker. But where do these ideas come from? Did they come up with these ideas? Or have they just borrowed these ideas of what's all around? Even the kinds of jobs that we have are determined by what the options are placed in front of us by society. How many people in this room are astronauts? Any astronauts in this room? No? I bet when you were young, some of you might have thought, I want to work on a spaceship one day, I want to fly a rocket one day. But when you grow up, the reality is you only pick the job that's based in the options around you. The options that are there, those are the only ones that you take. Society tells you how to think, how to act, what to wear. And in this religion of society, there's also a God. And that God is called Maya. But Maya needs to be understood. Maya doesn't mean money. When Gurbani uses the word Maya, it means physical matter, material. So the God of society is everything that you can touch and see and smell and taste. What is society always running after? Things to entertain you. Music to entertain your ears. Movies and theaters to entertain your eyes. Lots of foods to entertain your tongue. And this is what we think gives us happiness in life. The things that are physical. And anything that is non-physical, society tells you, oh, those things aren't real. We try and talk about spirituality and God, and society says, no, these are just belief. These aren't real things. So we start doubting ourselves. So the God of this religion of society is everything that is tangible, everything that can be experienced with our eyes and ears and nose. And the reward of this religion, if you follow this religion enough, you'll get a reward. And the reward is more physical matter. The more you follow society, which worships physical things, the more physical things you can have. If you work hard, you can earn lots of money. If you earn lots of money, you can buy lots of stuff. This is the God in this religion. And traditional religions are also doing the same things. Traditional religions also tell you what to wear. Traditional religions also tell you how to act. Most young people, they don't want to wake up early in the morning. What they want to do is they want to stay up late at night. Because their religion, the religion of society, says it's not good to wake up in the morning, it's good to stay out late. And most religious people say it's not good to stay out late too late. At night time, you wake up early in the morning. So religion is telling you just a different way of acting. And the kind of characteristics that we adopt, we look at more religious people and we say, I want to be like that. And people who are following society, they look at more material people and say, I want to be like that. The God of society is the physical world, Maya. The God of religion is invisible. Nobody knows where this God is. Everybody's singing about God's praises, but nobody knows where this God is. We're just told to pray to this God. But what do we pray to this God for? For material success. So even if we think we're religious, we're actually trying to fit into both religions. The religion of the invisible God, and we go to the invisible God and we ask for the things which are the physical God. So both these things are not the right way. And what we've done is we've just created Sikhi as one of these invisible religions. A religion that tells you what to do, what to wear, tells you how to think, and it has an invisible God, and we think that we are just another religion. And you know what? The youngsters are rejecting this religion. Why are they rejecting this religion? Because this religion has an invisible God. And they say to their parents, Mom, Dad, I don't believe in this God. One thing from traveling around, I've begun to see, by the age of 13, a lot of young Sikh children will tell you that they're atheists. By the age of 13, I've seen this with my own eyes going to different camps. When you ask the children at camps, when their parents aren't around, I've gone into a youth discussion and I've said, how many people in this room believe that they're atheists? Children as young as 13 put their hands up. So if children by the age of 13 have decided that this God is invisible, you have to ask yourself a question: how much time do we actually have to teach them anything? When do we start? Because by the age of 13, most of them have decided the physical God is a lot more attractive. I'm going to go to the physical God because I don't ever see the invisible God. And both these ideas is not what Sikhi is about. Guru has said that this life is a game. And you and me have been playing this game wrong. You and me haven't been playing this game properly. It isn't about what religion you choose. Because in Gurbani, the religious people have been said to be doing it wrong as well. Gurbani has clearly said that the people who think they're religious, they haven't got it right either. Even the religious people can get lost. Guru Sahib says, Hindu Anna, Turku Kana. The Hindu is blind in both eyes and the Muslim is blind in one eye. Dohate Gyani Syana. Gurbani doesn't want you to just pick another religion. Guru says, don't just get lost in another religion. You have to cultivate something called Gyan, true wisdom. Hindu Anna Turku Kana Dohate Gyani Syana. Gurbani is the path of the Gyani, of spiritual wisdom, regardless of what religion you want to call yourself. Regardless of what label you want to put on yourself, there is a path of wisdom that Guru is talking about. And the reason why the people following society as their religion have got it wrong, and the reason why people following religion have got it wrong, is because they've been playing this game wrong. Life is a game, and you know what mistake we've made? We've decided that in this game, I am the central character. The most important character in this game is the one that I call me. If life is a movie, I'm the hero. You know, sometimes you have a movie and the main character is there, and sometimes some of the side characters, they get killed off and they die, but it doesn't matter because the hero is always there. The hero never dies. That's how we live life. We live life in that way. I'm the hero of this story. Anything can happen to anyone else. Nothing should happen to me. I'm the most important person in this game. But Sangatji, we were never meant to be the main character of this game. The Guru has a different way for us to think. And if you think along the Guru's way, you can get the rewards of both the religions. In society, what is the reward? If you pray to the money god and the Maya god, you'll get more Maya. And in religion, if you pray to the invisible God, you'll get to find God, or you'll get a place in heaven after you die. You'll get to be closer to this invisible thing. The Gurmat path says that if you follow the Guru's way, you can have all the pleasures of society and you can connect with God. You don't have to reject society. You don't have to reject religion. They're not mutually exclusive. Gurbani has given us a path that you can be religious and worldly at the same time, and you can reap the rewards of both. But there's a way to do this. The way to do this is to change the rules of the game. You need to play the game in a different way. And the way that we play the game is that we take out me as the central character. I am not the most important person. There's something much bigger than me. This is a movie, then I'm not the hero of this movie. This oneness is the hero of this movie. The one that we call tu hi. That is the most important character of this movie, not the mayor. Mayor isn't the most important thing. So the way we change the rules of the game is that we have to change the central character, the one that we call the hero of the movie. And the hero of the movie is not some invisible God sitting in the sky. It is something that's right here. It is the energy behind all life. It is the Shakti of life, the power behind all the physical things. That which is controlling everything, that Karta Purkh. Not someone sitting far away, but something inside all of us, something inside all the animals, all the birds, all the plants, all the planets. There's some power that's inside all of us, and that is the most important character. Now the question is, why should we do this? Why should we change the rules? Because our youngsters have become very clever today. They say, I don't need to do any of this stuff. The world makes me happy. I play with my friends, and when I get a good education, I get a good job, and I get lots of money. I buy myself a house, I buy myself a fast car, I buy myself some nice clothes. Why do I need to do anything else? They're very convinced by this society religion. They're very convinced by this God of physical matters because they think the physical world gives them all the happiness. Why should we change it? Because the truth of the matter is the reason we're buying everything, the reason we worship this physical God, the God of money, the God of physical gifts and pleasures that we buy, is because we think it gives us happiness. We buy things, we collect physical things, we spend time with other physical beings because we think there's happiness in all of those things. But you know what? Guru Granth Sahib Ji has been written by people who have found real happiness. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is written by people who have won the game of life. They've known how to win the game of life. So you have to ask yourself, am I winning in life? Is this the best life? Am I winning in this life? Is my life perfect right now? Ask yourself this question. There's two ways you can answer this question. Either you can say, no, my life is not perfect right now. My life is a little bit stressful. I have lots of worries. I have lots of anxieties. Sometimes I'm happy, but the happiness never lasts. So when I feel a bit sad, I try and chase after some more happiness. And because I'm always chasing after happiness, I'm always worried, when is my next happiness coming? And that creates something called anxiety. So most of us will say, actually, that is a bit what life is. You wake up in the morning and you already feel like you're late for something. There's already something to do. There's maybe a list of 10 different things that your mind starts telling you that you have to do. Or you can say, yes, I'm living a very perfect life. I have lots of money. I have really nice things. I have a big house, very comfortable house, flat screen TV. I have servants serving me. I have fast cars. I have nice clothes. I have a great life. I have good health. If that is our life, then there's a very simple follow-up question. If that is what makes us happy, what will you do when all those things start falling away? What will you do when your health is no longer there? What will you do when your family are no longer around? What will you do if you start losing money? If you lose the big house, if you lose the big cars, then will you still be happy? Because Gurbani has been written by people who are still happy even if they have nothing. Do we have that kind of happiness in our life? That regardless of what's happening in the material world, we are still happy on the inside. Do we know this experience? I'll give you an example where I think you might have experienced this in your life. Try to think back to a time in your life when you were maybe in school or college or university. Have you ever had a moment in your life where it was time for an exam? You walked into the exam room and all the other children and all the other students are very nervous about the exam. And you've walked in and you're feeling really confident. You say, I've done all the studies. I feel good. I think I'm very well prepared. And then you sit down and you open the exam paper and all the questions are exactly the questions that you've prepared for. You must have had an experience like that in your life. Just for a moment, try and remember what that feeling feels like. You look around and all the other students are looking really nervous and really worried. Oh no, I didn't study this question. I didn't practice this question. And you're looking at the exam paper and you're saying, I've studied exactly these questions. I know exactly what the answers are. Try and remember what that feeling feels like. How would you feel at that moment? You would feel really confident. You would feel nothing can faze me now. Nothing can worry me. I've got it all sorted. The Bhagats are talking about a similar kind of experience, except the exam that they're sitting is everyday life. At everyday moments, they have this level of stability and confidence. No matter what is happening on the outside, I'm prepared. I'm ready. Nothing can happen on the outside because I'm already prepared for all the uncertainty of life. What if you and me could live like that at every moment? What would you call that? The word that I can think of is contentment, santokh, sahaj, stillness, happiness. You know, no matter what, this life is going well. Not because of anything outside, because an internal confidence, because you've prepared for life. You see, if we don't live like that, what we do is either if we're following just a religious life, doing all the religious things, or we're following society's life, we're going through an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. We're never just tranquil, steady, still. We're always chasing after things. What we do in religious life, everyone who's matha taking, maybe matha takes with a desire. Guruji, I'm matha taking, please can you give me this? Please can I have this in my life or that in my life? Even if we think it's a very noble desire, please can you help my children pass their exams so that they can get a good job? Whatever it is, if you're bowing down to Guru Granth Sahib Ji with a desire in your mind, what you're saying is, Guruji, I'm not happy today, but if you give me this, then I'll be happy. Your happiness is always tomorrow, and the same happens with society as your religion. If society is your religion, then tomorrow is the day that I buy something more. Today I'm not happy, but I'll be happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I get a new job, or I'll be happy when I get a promotion. I'll be happy when I get a bigger house. I don't know if you've noticed, you spend your whole life getting educated so that you can buy a house, get a good job, get lots of money. And then when you're sitting in that house, then you think, now I need to fill this house. And then you get married, you get a husband and wife, and you feel really happy, oh, I'm married. And then after a couple of years, even that happiness fades. And then you say, okay, let's have some children. You have some children, you think the children are going to make me happy. Then you have the children, then you realize you were happier before you had the children. So you wait for the children to grow up. You say, I can't wait for these children to grow up. Let them grow up and Leave me alone. It's too much headache. They grow up, they move out of the house, then you realize you're bored again. Then you call the children back again. Come back, come back. Now give me some grandchildren. And the cycle starts again. Now you want grandchildren. Now you're worried about their happiness, their education. You're waiting for them to grow up. When does your happiness actually happen? Your happiness is always tomorrow. And the same is true for religious life. So both of these lifestyles is not what Gurmat is talking about. Gurmat is talking about a lifestyle where regardless of what's happening on the outside, you don't need anything. You're happy without anything. There's a beautiful story of Bhagat Kabirji, who's meditating somewhere near his own village, and one of the villagers comes running, and they come running fast, and they say, Kabirji, Kabirji, your house is on fire. Come, 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 let's go. Kabirji gets up, Bhagatji goes back, and sure enough, his house is on fire. Bhagat Kabirji starts laughing. And all the villagers are all worried. They're saying, what's wrong with you? Your house is on fire. Why are you laughing? Kabirji says, if this was really my house, then I would cry. But it's never been my house, really. I was just living there for a short amount of time. I never called it mine. There's a Shabad in Gurbani by Bhagat Kabirji where he talks about this example. There's a Shabad, Gauri Kabirji. And there, instead of the house burning, he talks about the body burning. He says, Ape Pavak, Ape Pavana. God is the fire, and God is the wind that's blowing the fire. Jare Kasam Tarakhe Kavana. When God wants something to burn, then who am I to stop it? When God is the fire himself, and God is the thing that is burning, and when God decides that something has to burn, who am I to do anything about it? Who can stop this? How does Kabirji get to this state of mind? Ram japat tan jar ki na jaye. As long as you're doing Ram, 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 tu hi, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. As long as that is going on in your mind, he says, so what if my body is burning? So what? Look at the state of happiness of Kabirji. He's saying, even if my body is burning, so what? Remember I gave the example? What if you were sitting an exam and you knew all the answers? Kabirji ends with this. Ram japat tan jar ki na jaye, Ram naam chit rahya samaye. Be connected with Naam. Naam is how we win this game of life. So if you want to know a little bit more, tomorrow at 9:30, I have a session upstairs on level 4, and we're going to be talking in more detail about Naam, the power of Naam. Please, if you can join us, it'll be very enlightening, very interesting for us to get to do together and do some vichar on this subject. I hope that this is just giving you a bit of a flavor as to what the vichar is, what it means to sit and do vichar, to try and challenge the way we think about life. So I hope I get a chance to have your darshan again. Pulla chuka di khema. Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh.